Welcome. I know you've been looking at my pictures and thinking, oh my God, what's he doing here? Is he a madman? You know, and I know it's always a little harder, and you're dealing with two people who have two different tastes. So before you look, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. And this is always a scariest part because the drawings never really reflect what a product really is going to look like. And I couldn't do drawings for this. It would just be too insane. I'd never be able to follow it. So here you are.
Well, looks pretty good. It's pretty wild.
My first kitchen, eh?
Yeah, you didn't do too bad for the first try. Well, it's pretty wild. I don't think you see a lot of kitchens like this these days. What kind of wood did you use?
All African mahogany, and on the doors, courtesan sable. I got it. That was what I was telling you about. I got that deal, and then I said to you, Kurt, get $800 on your credit card. I'll buy that for you.
Oh, it's nice.
Did
you cut all this by hand?
Yeah.
No machine cuts.
No, I think it gives it a better flow, and the cuts aren't as bad as they look once you get into the zone. You know,
a lot of cuts. How many cuts do you think it took to get this whole?
I tried once trying to figure it out, and it was like on half of that panels. There's probably about 800 cuts, so it's probably about 3,000.
Wow. And this will sit behind where typically your backsplash sits, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it was the first time I've ever done this. I've never had the freedom to do it, and you had way more than enough wood. And what's great about it, I think it's going to save you time, because the tile's going to cost like $1,500 to get something decent back there. Then you're going to have to hire out. You remember how it happened the other time with the grout, because it had cement in it, non-sanded, and it smeared into the white, and that was a friggin' nightmare. And we found out at the end. So this time, because the kitchen's on the wall, that should look stunning.
Yeah, take it close. So this is all the same wood, but just different parts of the tree?
Exactly. Like I grabbed the center of the tree, which you could see some of it was figured, and some of the other grains were more subtle, and I just mixed them up and really only two angles, 90 degree and 45. I didn't really, go anything more than that.
We got this big unit, so we can put our microwave and our oven here all in the same spot.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I did it in a way that you could put a off-the-counter microwave in there. So for $150, $200 microwave, it'll fit in there. You didn't get stuck there, because you are going to take a hit on the built-in there for the cooktop, the 36-inch and the built-in oven. Expect both of those appliances to be about $3,500.
Yeah, probably.
Probably save the fridge. Like I didn't, put a Sub-Zero at the end or a $10,000 fridge. It does deserve a $10,000 fridge though, with the panels, but I said, you know what? No.
Well,
No. Okay.
hopefully we can get away with less than $10,000 fridge.
Well, it's going to be, I guess, 36-inch, and I don't know. I know. It's to the point where you got to stop, right, guys? It's your second kitchen, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot nicer than the first one. It's pretty intense.
Yeah, and then you can see here, that's the light valance there is all hollow, and if you look at the plate there, put the plate right there, and I'm going to get the plates, and I'm going to veneer my own plates. I'm going to make them all mahogany.
So we'll have wooden power plates.
Yeah, so, because it looks like crap, eh? But apparently I have to put 6 plugs there.
Yeah.
By code. 6 right across.
Okay.
Like I can only go, so I gotta really, that was the biggest challenge. And, what's great with both of you guys working at home, you can kind of spread out a bit, and somebody can cook down at that end, cook down here. All right?
The whole family's spread out here.
Well, that's the whole point.
14.
Have kids, homework, whatever.
The island will sit like this, right?
Yeah.
So we'll have a.
And then the design we had, having the square room, we have the table down at the other end, so, you really, I think, you lucked out on doing that extension that they allowed us to take that much room,
Yeah.
and we're taking full advantage of. The only thing I would ask you is, normally you build the house first, and then this is built after. How do you feel like dishing out all, like, because you paid for all the material, all the shop expenses. I didn't pay for anything. You didn't even have to pay depreciation of the building, but that's another story. You think this is the way to go?
I think for our situation it was. I don't know if it makes sense for everyone to dish out money up front, but for us, we had a lot of trouble with the city. Probably for anyone doing a renovation, you want to get everything lined up properly. So for us, we got stalled because we're trying to get permits. We were trying to dig in the back, so we need an excavator. We were digging ourselves in the house to build a new foundation. So it was perfect to get this and stagger this throughout. So one week we were working on the house, the next week we were working on this, and then we waited about 4 or 5 weeks to get a permit. And in that time, when everything on site was stalled, I was back here with Kevin, and we were building this whole kitchen. So we used our time really wisely and staggered between on-site work, this work, and then we're back on site now. We got the foundation poured and a couple other things. So it worked out really well for us. It just depends on the project. I think you kind of have to be flexible with these renovation projects because anything can happen. There's a lot of chaos and almost no rules on how things are supposed to go down. But for us, it'll be good because we got the foundation poured now. When we start building the house around that foundation, putting our floors down, we'll be ready to put this in right away. Where on a typical project, when you get everything done in the house and you order your kitchen then, you've got 3 to maybe 12 weeks depending on how busy your cabinet maker is, and that can just feel like a long time, and it can stall things out because when you're trying to get money out of the project later on, when you've got the whole house done and you want to get another loan or refinance the project, you're going to probably need your big things done, your bathrooms done, your floors done. You may need your kitchens done. So if you're running out of money at the end of the project, that means you're going to be stalled even longer while you wait for your kitchen to get in and then refinance the home. So ultimately, I think it'll work out well for us because everything will be smooth, but it probably would depend on people's situation.
I heard the cabinet maker prefers spending his time here than at the house.
The cabinet maker has a lot of complaints on site, so I don't know. we gotta either get a younger cabinet maker or someone else on site.
Oh, but I heard also though that there's no mistakes, and I heard that he saved you 10,000 on the backhoe or 12,000. Keeping an eye out there. We were going down a rabbit hole, eh?
Where'd you hear that from the cabinet maker?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, no, I'm proud of this, and I'm proud of both of you, and whatever, having faith. But I'm also proud of the fact that you're taking the house and really going for it. And I think every homeowner should really do this. You'll be more educated, and you really get what you want, because I see so much stuff. Like I'm going to say this on loud. I probably might even get sued. They go and buy an IKEA or mail it in or whatever, and then they're back 5 years redoing. And you hear stories, well, no, my IKEA lasts 3 years. No, they're not made of wood, solid wood edging, and solid drawers, and everything else like that, and African mahogany. So
I have an extra 4 inches because this is going to be flush to this.
yeah,
So we'll have actually like 46, so we'll be here, but it'll be more like 46. It'll be more like 50. No, right there. It'll be right flush.
So we don't have the same thing here?
No. Well, because the kitchen, this is the area where you eat and you have chairs all down here. Here's where you cook and everything. So when you're here, you'll be coming down here, opening up your cabinets.
So this oven will go here or no?
No. This is in the middle. The oven's on the back wall.
Oh, okay.
And then this is a walkway.
Okay.
So
there's nothing similar to this in the other side?
No.
It's straight?
Yeah, because this will be the area where you eat.
Yeah, but just all the chair would be in the one side.
Yeah, this is like a working area. So you have your cabinets here, you have your sink right about here. Then you have dishwasher here, garbage here. And then you'll have here, you'll have your stove top where you cook, you'll have all your cabinets, you'll have a,
Microwave.
yeah, and on the end, you'll have a huge like pantry.
So, I'm really proud of you guys, you know, because that was a big rental. I've done rentals, but I'll be honest with you, that's one of the rougher ones I've done.
Well, we got a few months left now, so we're not
2 months?
a few months.
Yeah, 2 months.
Maybe 6 months. So we're not out of the woodwork yet.
No, but I think the worst is over. We just got to deal with that concrete in the main section
Yeah.
and getting an engineer, but the worst is over. All right, thank you guys for your time.